Hey, YouTube. It's MJ. Just going back on again, I just wanted to put something out about skunk medicine, healthy boundaries. It's so important that we keep that in our frontal lobes, in ourselves, in our lights, and our love, and our lives, because it's just it's hard to define that, especially when it's close in your family members or your loved ones of any kind. It's very, very difficult to see these. We can call it narcissistic personalities. We can call it whatever we want. The point is basically, it's just hard to see it when it's really close to you and you don't really want to see it. It's like, oh, I really would have liked to not have seen that, but nonetheless it is a lot of times true, and we need to get our shit together when it comes to looking at that, um, myself included. um, and it's intense, and it's not just loved ones. Like, I mean, like a partner, an intimate partner. It can be family members, work people. I think that's something we really have to look at as well, because sometimes I think, as all, I want to say we. When I say we, I mean as like a collective consciousness. Sometimes think of, as we're going through this movement of learning how people are fuckazoids on the planet, that have been taken over, or however you want to define it. It's hard to still see it no matter what. It's very hard to see it because you don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I wish it could. I want to go back to Never Never Land somewhere where none of this shit was true, but it is. And so there's a lot of this going on, and we have to have healthy boundaries. Skunk medicine. What does a skunk do when you know, it doesn't really have to do anything physically. It just says, listen here, motherfucker, you're not going to come in my space while you're being an asshole. And I'm going to go ahead and just let you know how bad that's true, because you're not going to like the smell of anything that's going on here with me. So I think that's kind of funny, but it's in the medicine cards as well. I've been really reaching back into these cards since I did the coyote, and the skunk medicine's been coming up really strong. It's like, yeah, you know, you can invade space, but you can't invade my space that deeply where you can get in here, because I have my sacred circle of light in the seen and the unseen worlds, and you cannot penetrate it. And that's kind of what the skunk does. I know it sounds kind of, it's not sexy, maybe, unless you think of that cartoon, Pepe Le Pew, and even he wasn't really that sexy. But I'm just saying, like, wow, the skunk has a lot of medicine that everything does that was created. So we have to kind of look into those things. And it's just as a coyote, the skunk has that ability to really just shield itself. And so if you look at that, and you look at how I do my sacred circle of light every day, I mean, like, I'm like a shield is around me, and that's kind of what the skunk does. It's like, get the fuck away from me. You can't do shit to me, because I'm gonna kill you with something before you even get here, like a smell that will repel you, or however it is. So we have to use these as metaphors. And I feel that that's the biggest thing right now that, we all should be working with a lot, because of the fact that that's all that's going to keep all this damage away from us. And to really look at the skunk and what the skunk does in its medicine. And it just it holds healthy boundaries without even having to do a thing. It just sprays. It's like, hey, get away from me. Listen here, I'm doing my medicine work, and you need to get out of my circle. And so basically, that's kind of we have to first be aware of it, though. Obviously, But the skunk medicine was coming in real strong for me, so I wanted to just put up the healthy boundary thing. Like, this is going to be long. I just had to put it out because I feel that we have a lot of family and things that the tentacles can come through, and we don't realize it until it's like, wow, what just happened, you know? So we need to be out looking, not suspicious or paranoid, but more as just keeping ourselves high in our prayers and in our circles of light, and so that way we can be informed, or realize, get the message through when someone is starting to go south or north, wherever they're going, but somewhere that ain't good. So just please make sure that you call in your guides and angels of the light and your higher soul, because that's the only thing that's going to keep us watertight and keep our, and then just really like that circle. It's that healthy boundary of, you know what, you can't mess with me at this point. I'm too light. I'm too light. I've already, I'm raising up, man, raising it on up. So just, I just had to put that out. I don't know. Somehow it just came to me that I needed to say that, and about the skunk. I have a card even that I was going to read, but I couldn't find my book. So it wasn't the right time apparently, but maybe another day I'll read it. But that's just what I feel about the skunk medicine. It's like healthy boundaries, and really keeping that spirit around you, that light, that beautiful love around you and of the light, and calling it in every day, remembering that we have our own free will, so we can't get that help if we don't ask for it, of the light, and then it comes in, and then it's like miracles start to happen. I know for sure because I've experienced them. And I'm sure a lot of you have too. I just want to remind us all that that's something that we have to do in this time. We're going into a stage now that I channeled, that I was talking with the other realms a while ago, a couple, I don't know, weeks, but again, but it's about, I don't really want to depress anyone, because it's not really depressing. It's just that we have to be aware of our skunk medicine, because it's going to be about 6 to 7 more years before we even balance out on the planet from the polarity shift. So it's a really good idea to just make sure that you're writing your thoughts at night, maybe in the morning, depends on, I mean, for me, it's at night. A lot of people, it's at night that I do readings for, although I would suggest that you just make sure you're writing down your feelings and your thoughts. And for some reason, it's just bringing that through, that information, like the scribe writer, like just really like bearing witness to it, even through your own writing. And also making sure that you're asking and praying in your guides and angels of the light and your higher soul, which is the light. So just taking special care to call that in and be aware if you happen to hear this video. The skunk, listen, it's been trying to come through for a few weeks, and I've been busy and I haven't been able to do it, and I apologize for my lack of frequency of doing this. It's just when it comes through, and I try to. I'm sorry, Violet Flame. I'm diligent in working on getting it out there, and I'm very happy to be sharing this. And I pray and send light and love and energy to raise it up for anyone that resonates with this, and bless us all. Blessings. Namaste.